Why did the Watchers give China the lifetime micronuclear battery? That is our question. That is our discussion today. This video today may seem unorganized, all over the place, a mess of unconnected dots. And I say, so what? Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Okay, you don't want to hear me sing today? That's fine. Before we get started, some of you might remember those Mr. Rivalwick and the Order videos from a few years back. Remember the secret laboratory video? Well, like I said, this video is a mess. It's a bunch of unconnected dots, but we do need to cover one important thing. Why? Why did China get the Beta Volt battery? China has just come out and has said, they're going to be able to mass produce this battery. It lasts for 50 years or more. A lifetime, they call it a micronuclear battery. Well, just in case you don't know, the Watchers handed global leadership to China years ago. I think that's the part that Americans are missing. The Americans did not get the memo. You see, America was weighed. We were weighed by the Watchers, and we came up wanting. Same way back then when power was given to the Persians 1,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. Anyhow, we were weighed and we were found wanting as global leaders in America. So the Watchers handed leadership to China years ago. Americans just did not get the memo. Now, after the Roman Empire died, the Italians still sit around sipping coffee at the cafes, don't they? Yeah. And after the fall of the Roman Greek American Empire, the Americans will still watch TV and eat at the Golden Arches, I would guess. The Watchers know it is time. It is time to replace human servants with robots. Timing is everything. And I do mean everything. If I was taught anything by Mr. Rivalwick, it's this. Timing is everything. Just as when, back in the late 1800s, the Watchers knew that slavery would no longer work for human progression. There's a time for everything. You and I are 100% yin and yang animals. We are animals, you and I. We live off of sunlight and calcium. We are solar-driven, calcium-fed units. That's what we are. We don't live forever, and we need the sun. But what I am about ready to tell you may shock you. Lately, there are Dr. Frankensteins in laboratories around the world creating what they call xenobots. Xenobots are living robots created out of cells of animals, for example, frogs. And these hand-assembled organisms can combine with each other and others, and they grow and they reproduce. Scary, huh? They're creating xenobots in laboratories, these Frankensteins. The hard part of this Frankenstein experiment, though, the hard part for them is to get the xenobot to reproduce long term. The Dr. Frankensteins are just not there yet. They cannot get these xenobots to reproduce long term. Why am I telling you this? You have heard me talk about the Order. You have heard me talk about Mr. Rivalwick. Imagine if the Order and Mr. Rivalwick learned how to control world events through the Watchers. There have been rumors about the Watchers since the fall of Atlantis. Before that, they were not rumors. They were gods. But back to you and I. You and I are 100% yin and yang, solar-driven, calcium-fed units. We cannot travel through space for 100 years. It's not possible because we need sun, we need food, blah, blah, blah. We are, biological units. have a time span, a lifespan. But what if a unit was built from biological cells enhanced with, say, a tree that could live 10,000 years or so, and this unit needed no sun, so it could live underground, and it did not need a specific mineral such as calcium to be healthy. In theory, this biologically handmade or God-made unit could live for thousands of years. Its brain would grow to unimaginable powers. I have just described to you a watcher. What a watcher is. They come here from a distant place. Their job is to help humans develop, evolve, grow, and learn. They created the order, which are mostly humans, to carry out this mission. As you can imagine, there is and there was a need to know, and there always will be. But for humans to grow and evolve, to get better at this point in the game, the Watchers think it is time for the next phase, which of course they need the Asians to take the point. Like I said, American leadership, we had leadership after World War II. We did okay for a while, but lately we've been weighed and found wanting. And the Watchers have now handed leadership, world, global leadership, over to the Asians, and they are going to take the point. I mean, I tell you my opinion, but there are other reasons why, and that is strictly on a need-to-know basis.